Hello, I want to talk to you today about how a leadership coach can help you. You see, a coach is very different to maybe what you think it could be. So, for instance, some people think of a coach like a counselor. No, we're not like a counselor. Counselor really deals and focuses on the past, really, and sorting out maybe the mess of the past, right? A coach, we're looking towards the future. And we're also not a mentor. And typically, what will happen with a mentor is a mentor will come along and help you by sharing about the experiences they have had. But a coach, the job of a coach is to take you from one place to the destination that you want to be at. So, where are you today, and how can they take you on that journey to get to where you want to be? And this is typically done by helping you to become conscious about things within yourself, your experiences that you've had in the past, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how you can use those to make decisions moving forward to start to get you towards your goal. Now, one of the difficulties for many people, including myself, is that without a coach, we would typically set goals and have all sorts of things in mind that we want to go after. But for so many of us, setting a goal is not enough. And we often just make no progress whatsoever. You know, those goals might differ. For some people, it might be okay, in the next 12 months, I want to find another job, for instance. And then 2 or 3 years later, you still find yourself in the same job. It might be that you want to go into business for yourself. And again, 2 or 3 years later, it becomes really just talk. You've talked about it so much. You've talked to friends and family about it, but you haven't actually done anything about it. Now, what a coach will help you do is to become accountable to someone else, i.e., your coach, for a start, but more so about becoming accountable to yourself and how you can actually do that to drive yourself forward. So you're not having to rely on somebody else and check in with them. Now, a coach will always help you, or should always help you to remain accountable on a regular basis and help to keep you on track. Setting goals and going after those goals, when it comes to keeping on track, well, they can be they can be easier said than done, can't it? And so often we get distracted. I know that in my own life, when I've gone and tried to do things, I've often said, "Oh, I don't know. I don't think this is working." And I see a shiny object and I go running towards that. Well, maybe that will work, or maybe that will work. And it's like when people think about maybe getting rich quickly, get rich quick schemes, right? Well, I'm still yet to find one that works for me. I've never found one, and I don't think I'm going to find one. But what I see in successful people is that they put in place disciplines in their lives that will drive them forward. And it's not the things that we just do today that make a difference, but it's the things that we do every day over a long period of time that make the difference. And I mean regularly, disciplined. We don't miss it for anything. We keep building as we go along this particular path. Successful people are disciplined people. But to help them be disciplined, most successful people will have one or more coaches. Look, let's just have a look at sports people, for instance. Now, they have a coach who's typically in charge of the team, head coach, let's call them. And that head coach will basically have the higher level overview of what the team needs to learn professionally, all that kind of stuff, right? But then they'll have other coaches as well. There might be a fitness coach, and that fitness coach will specialize in their fitness, right? They might have a coach around nutrition, and that'll be a different coach. And that coach works on things around nutrition. And there may be various other coaches as well. The key thing is finding the coach that is right for you and what you need. So for me, I do coaching around personal growth. And personal growth is really about having the right mindset. So you might call it mindset coaching, right? Growth mindset. How do you actually grow? and achieve your goals for the future. I also do leadership coaching as well. And again, that is very specific, and that's about helping people who want to become good leaders go from where they are today to where they want to be. You know, I remember one of my first leadership roles that I had, and I wanted to be the best possible leader. I wanted to be the leader that people would look back on and they would say, Vaughan, he was just the best leader I ever had in my career. He was really good, right? But look, I was early in my leadership experience back then. And I tell you what, it was so hard. I had to work very, very hard in that particular role. And now, with the things I know about leadership, and because I've had leadership coaches myself, I am able to coach people better as well. And you know, when it comes to leadership, leaders need to actually have a coach so that they can pick up on their own coaching skills as well, because ultimately the best leaders are also the best coaches. So put it this way, leadership is an internal job. Okay, if we want to be a good leader, we've got to learn to lead the person who is the hardest to lead. And for me, the hardest person to lead is myself. And for you, the hardest person to lead is going to be yourself. And there's plenty of proof of this. Let's go back to that word discipline. How many times have you started something? Maybe you stuck to it for a week, whether it be a diet or you wanted to learn a musical instrument or whatever. You stuck to it for a very short time and you didn't keep going, and you kind of think, I should have kept going, I could have kept going, but you didn't. All right. Now, you just look at your employees and the people that might report into you, whether they be employees or volunteers or family members, even children that you're leading. You know, and maybe they lack discipline. But how are you going to teach them, or how are you going to coach them through how to build discipline, how to get results because of discipline, if you yourself have not taught yourself how to do that? You know, all sorts of things come along, and a coach will help you understand what those things are. You know, the big thing, two big things, I guess, are procrastination and distraction. Procrastination and distraction. And if we're going to be disciplined, we have to work out how to overcome those things. So if you're looking for a coach who can help you, you need someone who has been through the pain, starts with the pain, right? And they've worked out a solution that gets them through the pain. Long-term thinkers. Now, the word coach comes from a small town many years ago, and the town was called Coach. That was the name of the town. And what they did is they came up with this whole idea of helping to move things from one place, neighboring towns, to another neighboring town, right? And what was it picked up by? It was picked up by the coach. And the coach was often a horse-drawn cart of some sort. And they'd load it up with goods. Today we might call it a courier, right? But the whole goal was to move goods from one place to another. And then eventually they started to move people, okay? So they'd move people from A to B. It provided a means of transportation of getting people from where they were to where they wanted to be. And that was the job of the coach back in those days. Well, that's exactly what I've been talking about, isn't it? How do you get from where you are today to where you want to be? That's the role of a coach. That's how a coach can help you actually get to realize your dreams. So I hope that this is helpful. And if it has been helpful to you, or if you'd like more information, I want to encourage you to sign up for my newsletter. There's a link in the description below. Just go there and sign up for that. And you'll get helpful, I hope it's helpful. They are helpful. You will get helpful information, tips and tricks around leadership. and personal growth sent to you on a weekly basis. So yeah, look out for more videos, and just click on the subscribe button. Click the subscribe button just to make sure these videos ping up in front of you on YouTube. Bye for now.